How would you turn golf into a contact sport? Score based on time instead of strokes, and have everyone go at once. You can't touch the opponent's ball, but you can touch the opponent, push them, make them miss their shots, but don't let it hinder your time. There's only one ball and the player who hits it into the hole wins. The club is used to club other players. Golf carts are bumper cars. Your ball isn't safe. The other player can hit your ball wherever they want if you do get to it fast enough. It should be turned into a dodgeball type matchup. Mandatory steroids and cocaine. Friendly poking at the opponent's anus with the driver while they are trying to putt. Your caddy defends you as your opponent's caddy tries to tackle you each time you try to hit the ball. Thanks for the awards. I did not expect this comment to blow up. That sounds like it's just golf with caddy fistfights happening at the same time. You know what? You've sold me on this idea. Make each player physically brawl for the right to use their preferred club. Then make it a race. It's not about the least amount of strokes. It's the least amount of time. You have to stand with your ball after you hit it. The next guy can choose to aim for you or the hole. If you get knocked out, you're out. If you make it to the hole first, you get to go last next hole. 12 players per hole. Standard turns apply. The golfers must stand where the ball lands, recovers while others tee off and drive. When on the green, golfers may take a stroke to get a running tackle on another golfer on the green, wherever the opponent's body lands. That's where you may place the ball. Any golfers in the bunker may throw sand and debris at the opponent golfer as they try to swing out of it. Horse polo. Turn the golf carts into ramming vehicles. Clubs can only be used in attempt to hit your ball into the hole as the car is moving, or fending off opposing golf carts by giving them your best smack. If you tie, you and your opponent have a sword fight, but with sharpened putters. This determines the winner. Exploding golf balls. Of course. In a cage, no rules. Whoever scores more wins. There are no turns, and only one ball. As soon as someone hits the ball, however, everyone freezes, and can only start running to hit it again once it stops moving. Everything is allowed. Adam Sandler. The price is wrong, bitch. Remove all clubs, and replace them with air-powered golf ball launchers. Strokes are deducted for hits on opponents. Holes are timed, and each player only has one ball that they must put in the hole before continuing on. Get rid of the balls and the holes and the long walks and all that shit. Just gladiators with 9 irons. Believe me, 2 of my sons were so competitive in junior and high school when we all played golf. It didn't stop at contact sport. It went into all-out Indy 500 with the golf carts. 2. Alcohol and lots of alcohol. Human balls. Whatever way you think I mean. Everyone still has to go through all 18 holes like normal, but they start at the first one all at the same time and have to race to the finish. Also tackling, fighting, and sabotage are permitted. The goal of the game isn't to hit the ball into the hole anymore. It's to hit another person with the ball as hard as you can. Hockey. This already exists. It's a Scottish sport called shinty. Current leader physically defends the hole with his body, slapping balls away and jumping in front of them. If he is still defending when you go to putt, you duel him wielding the clubs as actual clubs. And you can putt around his unconscious body. He costs you. You're out and his score is lowered by 1. Lowest number of hits still wins, but it's the lowest hits in the lowest amount of time, and you all play at once, with a 30-second delay between first hit of players, and you get a hit removed from your total if your ball hits the player in front of you. To keep it fair, first person to play automatically has a hit removed from their total, so the incentive is to run between hits. Hits probably isn't the right word. I'm not a golfer. Instead of using random holes in the ground, use random butt holes of the spectators to signify the end of the hole. It gets the crowd involved and there isn't a need for golf clubs to actually drill holes in the ground. You beat other players up with your golf club. They're called clubs for a reason. Implement tackling. Rubber balls. Enclosed course. Driver clubs only. Everyone has to hit the ball at the same time, within a small time frame with a limited number of tees that have to be fought over. Turn it into American football, but with two single players attempting to hurl a tiny golf ball down a field with sand and water hazards. It's a game of whoever can get to the furthest ball first, doesn't matter if it's yours or theirs. From the Scots, the original creators of golf, see shinty. Use people as the golf clubs. All four golfers tee off at the same time, but then have to run after the balls while hitting each other with 3 woods. Putt-putt in the butt. We turn it into a battle royale where we try and bludgeon together to death with the clubs, or you can try and snipe someone with a ball. Speed golf, where the first person to get the ball in the hole wins no matter how many strokes it takes. You can't touch the other person's ball, but you can do anything to your opponent to prevent them from hitting the ball in the hole. There are no turns. Each player tees off at the same time. Also, carts are not allowed. You have to run. Beat the shit out of the opponent with the club. Each shot is like a field goal in American football, with each opponent trying to tackle or block the shot. Ever seen Happy Gilmore? The Price is Wrong bitch. Golf now a contact sport, as modern power driving puts same pressure on spine as American football. I love to watch it. Add enough geese. Multiple players. 1 ball. The one who actually gets it in the hole wins that hole. Golf clubs may be used on the ball or your opponent. Caddies cannot take offensive action but may be used as shields. Your goal is to swing hard enough to rip the opponent's balls off their dick. You also must somehow get said opponent into such a position via force, body contact, so that you can get the cleanest swing possible. If you swing off 1 ball and score, it is called a birdie. If you swing both balls of it is called a ball on none. Said game should be done a battlefield with multiple golfers. The game ends when each player is neutered. I don't know how girls can play, but I'm pretty sure we'll figure something out. Maybe more like basketball. Use heads as golf balls. The greens are swamps. More alligators. Last 2 players fight to the death with golf clubs. You have to focus on making your shot and hit it while other players whack you with their golf clubs trying to put you off. You must hit the balls, not the little white ones. After each hole is completed by all players, they line up and have a race to the next hole with souped-up golf carts, and any tie in the score is settled with a fist fight. 1v1 format. A par 3 hole which has a tee and a hole at each end. Each golfer gets a bucket of balls. The goal is either to get a hole in one or closest to the hole, or kill the other golfer. Incapacitation is also acceptable if neither golfer gets a hole in one, or if the closest ball is equidistant, then they must mount golf buggies and duel to the death with golf clubs on the fairway between the tees. Holes. They may only use what clubs that they have in the bag, and any damaged clubs cannot be replaced before the next hole. Bill Murray is to live commentate. There's only 1 ball and you have to ride on a caddy's back. Use the other player as a club, or be used as a club. Caddies are allowed to interfere with opposing golfers' shots, but can also protect you from other caddies. Caddyshack 3 is gonna be your summer blockbuster. Points are added when you hit your caddy in anger. A golf cart Mad Max Fury Road. Waves hand, picture it. Wait, it's not already a contact sport? I keep hitting myself with the club. You are allowed to fight with the clubs. Hit people with golf clubs. Just play golf with Bob Barker. I'd throw out all the conventional rules of golf and turn it into a brutal bloodsport. The new rules would be: Players no longer take it in turns to hit the ball, they all play on the same course simultaneously. Score is no longer counted by how many hits it takes to pot the ball, instead, it is scored by the first player to complete all 18 holes. Players may attempt holes in any order. Unarmed combat is permitted. The use of golf clubs as melee weapons and a player's own golf ball as a projectile weapon is permitted. Golf balls may be shot at another golfer by the use of a golf club. Players may not pick up, throw, nor strike a golf ball through any method other than a golf club. Violation of this rule will earn the player a warning, and the player will be asked to return the ball to its previous position. Players can only strike golf balls that belong to them. Violation of this rule will earn you a warning from a referee. Other weaponry is prohibited. Violation of this rule will lead to immediate disqualification. Unapproved modifications to your golfing equipment intended to increase effectiveness in combat such as spikes, studs, barbed wire, etc. is forbidden. Violation of this rule will lead to immediate disqualification. Helmets are permitted, but body armor of any kind is forbidden. Violation of this rule will lead to immediate disqualification. Players are immediately disqualified if they kill or inflict serious life-changing injuries upon another golfer. Removing another player's helmet will result in immediate disqualification. Any player who receives 3 warnings from a referee is disqualified from the match. Enforcement of these rules will be made by a panel of live referees, with VAR technology and video replays present to assist in decisions. This new sport would end up being like a cross between conventional golf, kendo, a battle royale and MMA. Golfers would be dueling each other on the fairway to be the first to complete holes. Bumper cars, but when you get hit you have to jump out of the golf cart and body everyone in the other. Adding more gophers. Gallagher, skeet golf. You take all of your normal clubs plus a shotgun. Your competition gets to try to shoot it out of the air. George Carlin. Golf would be much better if there was someone on the other side trying to keep your ball out of the hole. Hit the children with the club. An activity rated 10 out of 10 by parents with little hellspawns. Simple. Kill the golfers for their crimes against grass. Everyone tees off at the same time. Take as many strokes as you want and the winner is the first one to sink the ball on the 18 holes. Do you wear hockey equipment to protect yourself and sacrifice time? Or do you say it and wear no protection and go as fast as you can? Caddies play too, but just target other players and have unlimited balls. There is no waiting for other groups to finish a hole. You can hit your ball whenever you want, and hitting a person with your ball counts as -1 stroke. If you manage to hit a bird or other small animal you win. Make it Republicans versus Democrats by calling it hockey. There's only one golf ball for everyone. Hit other people's testicles instead of golf ball. Oh, I don't think we're talking about the same kind of contact. My bad. Punch the caddy for messing up your shot. It was definitely his fault. Isn't this just Scottish golf? You know, using real clubs and heads.